Okay, hey guys, we're going to do some walnut processing today. This is my setup here. Pretty basic stuff. We got the walnuts that we picked up over the course of a couple of weeks. And we got some empty buckets right here. And I got my old wooden bench right here. And these are some walnuts that I dehusked already. And then over here I got a couple buckets that I'm going to be doing the husk removal. There's all sorts of different ways you can do this. You can cut them off with a knife. You can try putting them in a bucket with water and a paddle stirrer, and that never really worked very well for me. But the simplest method is what I'm going to use right here, which is the good old rubber mallet. And you just basically take a walnut, smack it with a rubber mallet, and I'll show you how it's done. So we go walnut here, couple hits, takes that off, shells go into one bucket, walnuts go in the other bucket. Pretty simple stuff, and that's how you do it. That's how I do it. One hit. Walnuts are, the Latin name is Nigra juglans, I think, and they have this chemical in the walnut tree called juglone, and it's pretty deadly to all sorts of plants, so that's why I throw the husks in the bucket like that, and I take those husks and I dump them out in a pile on top of weeds and that kind of thing, so that helps to kill the weeds. So sometimes you'll get these walnuts that are kind of misshapen and they come out that color. Probably not a good walnut. You can pick through some of those, you'll see right away. Some of them are off, like this one's worthless. It's not gonna produce anything. And but I pick these up anyway, because if you run over them with the lawnmower, they get stuck in the grass and they ruin your grass. But these walnuts will be dehusked, and then I set them in a basket like this, and that helps dry them out a little while. Then I put them up on a drying rack, and they sit there, and I usually spray them off and wash them off and try to get all the black stuff off until they're like a nice sort of brown color like that. And after they're dried, they can sit to be ready to crack. You can put them in a bucket or in a basket and keep them in a cool, dry place for up to 2 years. And they keep very well, and then you can just crack them one at a time and get the walnuts out of there. So usually on a good season, like this year has been a very good season, I'll probably end up with about I don't know, 30 pounds of walnuts when it's all said and done. And that's a very good thing. And the best part is you can put them in a basket and you don't have to do it all at once. So you can dry them out, you can clean them off, dry them again, set them in a bucket or a basket in your basement, and you can get to them when you get to them. And I'm a pretty busy guy, so I work and I've got side business, and I just do this in the odd minute or two that I have remaining. And so I'll just process a few of these. You can see how it's done. Very basic. Take a couple smacks. Shells go in there. Good walnuts go in there. Some of these shells are half fallen off already. The nasty black ones like that. As long as it's still got a good black colored walnut inside, it's good. But some of these are nasty to begin with, and I've learned by looking at the shape of the walnut that whether it's good or not. Sometimes you'll bust one of these open and there'll be a bunch of little maggots in there, and those are husk maggots, and they don't have the strength to get through into the walnut shell themselves, so there's nothing to worry about. But they freak people out sometimes when they bust open a walnut and they see maggots in there. They're like, oh, that's nasty. So anyway, those little guys are just trying to get a meal out of the walnut husk. Nothing to worry about. So this is a pretty easy operation. You always want to wear some rubber gloves and get yourself a heavy mallet, rubber mallet. I find this to be the easiest way to do it, and it's still a messy job, so you will find that this walnut juice will find a way of leaching through these gloves and getting on your fingers and or on your wrists, or it'll stain your clothing too. So it's good to wear old beat up clothing, something you're not worried about, work clothes, and so to speak. Now, the walnut husks themselves can be used as fertilizer, chopped up, or you can put them out on your yard, I guess, and run over them with the lawnmower a bunch of times. Or they're good to dump on top of weeds. They keep the weeds down because they have that chemical in them called juglone, and that kills all kinds of plants. So here, for example, this is a walnut that's no good. It never fully developed, and I just toss these right in with the husks to begin with. I don't even bother cracking those. The husk comes off quite easily. A couple of taps with the rubber mallet, and there you go. That's all there is to it. Thanks for watching.